I'm excited to share two stunning vintage watches that are perfect for kicking off your collection. The first is a Tissot PR516 from the late 60s. It's an automatic watch. Its case features polished sides and a brushed finish on the front. It has a blue glossy dial, which is of a very clean looking design. One very fascinating thing about this dial is that it says on the bottom of the dial less than 25 MC. MC actually stands for millicuries, so this indicates that the dial has a type of radioactive tritium to the indices, to the white and yellow indices. And this is actually a lume color on the dial, so it can glow in the dark. But there's no worry because the radiation level is very low. As I mentioned, the Tissot is an automatic watch, so you can wind it via the crown or by wearing it, which has a rotor inside that will wind the mainspring in the watch. This watch is not easy to get with the black bezel because the original black bezel is often cracked and lost from the watch. But I actually put a new bezel on this watch. A person made it for me. He milled it out of plastic and then laser engraved the numbers and markings on the bezel and then filled it with a color. So this one looks exactly like the original one, which is very amazing. But I actually got lucky and I have the original bezel also. But I'm too afraid to add it to the watch because it doesn't fit the watch casing that tight, so it will probably just fall off the watch. I attached a rubber bracelet to it of the brand Tropic. This is actually an old unused bracelet which was made around the 60s and 70s, so it's an original one but unused. I think it matches the Tissot very well. Finding an unused original Tropic bracelet is quite rare and expensive, but you can buy copies today that cost very little. Let's see how the Tissot looks on my wrist. I have a smaller size wrist, but I'll first remove my Seiko Samurai watch. That watch is not a vintage watch. You can see that the Tissot is of a smaller size. It's like a thinner type of watch, but I think it works for medium to smaller sized wrists. For bigger wrists, this model might look too small, as the watch is a type of thinner design. It's more of a compact profile. This Tissot has a very fascinating history tied to the James Bond film Live and Let Die. Rumor has it that Roger Moore wore this watch, his personal Tissot, in some scenes, despite the official James Bond watch being a Rolex. It seems he forgot to remove his private Tissot during the filming, so it was visible in some scenes in the movie. The next vintage watch is easier to get than the Tissot. It's a Certina DS2 from the late 60s, and they produced it into the early 70s too. The side of the casing are polished and brushed, and the front casing has a brushed finish. It's kind of the type of the same design as the Tissot with the brushed front face. My watch has a matte black finish on the dial, but this one came in many different colors and dial designs. One very interesting thing about this watch is its name, DS2. DS stands for double security. This is a Certina feature that makes it highly durable. It has this type of yellow rubber O-ring inside of the movement that protects it from shocks and vibrations. For an example, if you drop this watch on the floor, it will probably handle that type of force, but I can't recommend you to do that. This is the most robust vintage watch you can get. It will handle anything. And exactly this watch, I made a restoration video of it and I called it the Tank of Watches because of its robustness. This is a manual watch, so you have to wind it via the crown. It's not automatic as the Tissot one. I put a NATO bracelet on it and let's see how it looks on my wrist. This watch is a bit bigger than the Tissot, so I think it suits bigger wrists also, making this watch suitable for many types of wrist sizes. It's of a more bulkier design, so it might not suit as many different occasions as the Tissot, but still it looks great. The NATO bracelet adds a rugged, versatile style that pairs it well with the DS2 robust build. The quality of the Certina movement is very impressive. It has very fine, nice finishes on the watch parts inside. It's a Certina in-house movement built by Certina. The Tissot is also an in-house Tissot movement, but of lesser quality, with less refined parts. So, if you want a unique watch with a unique history, but it's a very rare watch, you can get the Tissot. The Tissot costs around $500 or more with original bezel, but there are other models of the PR516 that are much cheaper and don't have this type of bezel. It's all a type of metal casing. The Certina is easier to attain and costs around $200 and is of a higher quality in the movement with a more robust design. If you get a vintage watch, you need to service it so it won't grind itself up and eventually die because it's an old watch. It's quite easy to get spare parts for these watches if anything is broken, but I think parts for the Certina can be a bit more expensive than the Tissot, but still they are far cheaper than, let's say, Omega parts. These are two very interesting vintage watches, one with a unique history to itself and the other one is of a very well-built quality that doesn't even exist today. It's quite rare today to get this type of quality. But both of them look very good and are a great starting point for a vintage watch collection. The Tissot offers a sleek, versatile style with a cinematic backstory, while the Certina delivers a robust design and superior movement craftsmanship. Please let me know in the comments what vintage watches you have or what you're looking for to get. Thank you. See you later.